Hello witches and welcome back to the channel. Today we are delving into my bigger ink journal. This is the Usari in the B6 size. It's blank and I actually prefer this paper to a Tomoe River paper in that it will produce brighter ink swatches. I find the Tomoe River paper to be a little bit dull. So today we are going to be swatching my personal favorite inks of 2025. I'm a little bit late, but here we are. And I'm going to use this. This is actually a drink stirrer from Amazon, but I like to use it for swatching. And the main purpose for this video is to showcase the inks that just stopped me in my tracks. So the very first ink we're going to swatch today is Colorverse Blue Green Snake for 2025. This one is the purple blue glitter colorway. And this ink, let me tell you, it floored me when I first saw it dry. The blue purple shimmer is what really got me. Now, using this drink stirrer thing to swatch with is a little tricky. You do run out of ink quite quickly and you have to dip a couple times, but in my opinion, it's worth it because the swatches that you get at the end are so cool. Also, what I'm using today is my Sailor Hokuro dip pen. This is a Fude pen, but I really like it because I find that it shows off more of the ink qualities. So you see a lot more of the shading and the glitter come through because of the fact that you're using more of a brush style nib for the writing. The next ink that we are swatching today is Birmingham Penco Tiger Lily. This ink is so sunny. Now, people who know me know that I only wear black. I don't like to wear color. I like to surround myself with color, and normally they are magentas and blues and greens and you know, rich jewel tone type shades. But for some reason, this particular color just punched me in the face, and I really truly love it. When we come back to this, once it has been dried, you'll see that it has quite a bit of sheening, and it's just, I don't know, it's a sunshiny magical orange that I just adore. The next ink that is up on my list is the Dream Ink Soul Trial. This is a Chinese brand, and they have the most explosively glittery inks that I have ever seen. This particular ink, the thing that captured me about it was that on paper, this ink is a little bit boring. It's kind of like a grayish. It has a few shades of pink tones in it, but the real scene stealer of this particular ink is the purple shimmer. It transforms it into this gorgeous, warm, understated ink that just blows my socks off. This next ink is by Hosia Ink Studio called Mung Shing. I really hope I said that right. It's a Chinese ink studio, and hence there is a Chinese name. This ink, it was so surprising. I did not expect what happened when I saw this in a swatch. But you get two different colors. You get orange and blue, and I don't know how they did it. I don't know what magic they performed, but it is a truly stunning ink. My next ink is by Taccia. It's Sharaku-Natane. Another bright sunny color. I don't know what got into me this year, but for some reason I liked my oranges and my yellows as opposed to the other side of the color wheel, which is what I normally am drawn to. This is an absolutely stunning yellow. I don't usually go for yellows, but this particular one had such a such a magical, I literally gasped when I swatched it, to be honest. My next bottle of ink is by Kobe Nagasawa, Strawberry Chocolate. Another ink that that completely surprises me as to being one of my favorites. This one is a rich, delicate pink. Again, I don't normally choose pinks, but here we are. I couldn't help but fall in love with this one. It's just so varied in its color, and it looks beautiful in a pen. The next three inks that I'm going to be showing off are by Kitty Inkpot. These are my honorable mentions because I couldn't pick just one. And the first one we're going to do is Elegy of the Fallen. This is the very first Kitty Inkpot ink that I ever swatched, and when I first saw it dry, I thought it looked like a bruise, which is kind of morbid, but it just surprised me with how delicately it shaded and how many colors came out once it dried. I happen to have this inked up in my pen here. This is a pen by Just Turnings in the resin Tea Garden. And you can already see some of the shading coming through on this. My next ink for Kitty Inkpot is Gramaphone That Can Only Rewind. This is honestly my favorite of the three. It shades into purples and greens, and honestly it kind of looks like a bruise but in a different state, like a different healing level of the bruise, and it's just so pretty. And the final ink that I will be showing you from Kitty Inkpot is Butter Strawberry Bagel. This one is very light and it's difficult to see in writing. However, the shading on it is out of this world. I saw samples of it before I bought it, and I was so surprised by how it shaded that I had to try it. And even though you can't write with it very well, it is one of my favorites. I'm so excited to be using this in the new year. And my final ink, my number one ink of the year, is Diamine, Fir and Fog. This one obviously didn't come out until the very end, but I actually got the Diamine ink event calendar this year, and I was surprised. There was so many good ones that I really enjoyed, but this one was my favorite. This one is definitely more in line with what my favorite colors normally are. I love green. Green is my favorite color, and I really, really loved the smoky, deep tone of this green, and all of the beautiful green shimmer that went in it. It was just such a beautiful color, and I'm looking very forward to using it. I have some broad nibs that are just begging to be inked up with this. And here we are. All of my favorite inks are now swatched. As you can see in here, like, it's already shading like mad, here and here as well. But I'm going to let these dry, and then I'll be right back so that you can see them all dried up. And we're back. We're going to start off here with this one, the blue-green snake. It just has amazing sheen, amazing shimmer. It's one of my favorite colors, this bluey, greeny teal, especially with the purple. Those are the colors I normally go for. And then you can see the tiger lily, all of that golden sheen. It makes me think of a phoenix on a summer day or something. And then the Soul Trial with its grayish base and gorgeous purple shimmer. And then we have Mung Shing, and you can see where the ink pooled, you get those blues surrounded by the orange that is just so crazy. Elegy of the Fallen didn't swatch with as many colors as it usually does, but Gramaphone that can only rewind is great, and all of the purple around the edges of Butter Strawberry Bagel is just insane. I do wish that Elegy of the Fallen shaded a little bit better than it usually does, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. Taccia here, absolutely golden, and again, I can't help it. The Dream Ink Soul Trial, the shimmer is just so pretty. And then, of course, we have my favorite Fir and Fog by Diamine. Look at that green shimmer. It is just phenomenal. And it is up my alley. This is one of my favorite colors, green. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and for watching another video of mine. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!